Hey YouTube, what's up? This is the Reluctant Nami back again. News and views, views on the news. Another lesson to teach, another message to preach. This is what's in the news. You got the big Essence thing here, right? Essence, the magazine that is not owned by the Afro-Indigenous people. So the image and the foolishness is owned by the Anglo community. Trust me when I say we have nothing to do with this mess, this fiasco, this tomfoolery, these shenanigans of the BAW. So, what's going on with the Essence this time? Well, as usual, the Black Panther for right now. These women acted in a movie, and for some reason, they think that this movie represents them in real life. Now, I have to admit, when I saw them in the movie, I thought they had Monica McClass. I was so utterly wrong, as y'all seen in some of the clips. One of the things that they talked about is Geriri, especially, is they're tired of the narrative of the man saving the woman. But then these are the same BAWs that turn around and say, why aren't the men saving the women? Why are the men picking on the women? Why can't anybody save us? And then you got women straight up trying to look like dudes, as you see in the picture here. And as I said before, these women looked fine as get out until they all started talking. When they started talking, it was over. I was like, okay, yeah, no. When they start talking and doing interviews and the things that they were spouting, then you understand why Disney put so much money behind this movie. Why there was a narrative pushed in the movie. And I told y'all before, the narrative of the Black Panther movie was the narrative of anti-male, period, that women could stand toe to toe. This is what they're trying to brainwash the women into believing. They could stand toe to toe to a man. And I wouldn't call it brainwashing. Because here's the thing. Regardless of the imagery and stuff like that, unless you want to believe in the evil that you're seeing, all right, this is why I don't call it brainwashing. It won't have the effect on you, the desired effect. They understand that the BAW wants nothing other than to be worshipped by the man that they hate the most. Oh yeah, I say that they detest the good brother, the good Afro-Indigenous, the good Aboriginal man. And by good, I mean not the one that's earning a lot of money, but the one that would actually do for the community, the one that is actually capable of protecting. All right, those are the ones that they despise the most. So they despise him so much that they try to be like the man, or They think that they've made it somewhere without the man. They don't understand that they are just pawns in a head job used by whoever is sitting at the top of the Hollywood mountain, the Disney mountain. And something tells me it's not somebody that is the son of a man. But whatever it is, it looks like a man. But it's not the son of a man. Remember, scripture says, son of man, judge a polybot. Judge a whole lot. You keep saying, son of man, judge. It says when Yahweh comes down to make judgment, he's coming down with the elders and men. You know, the fathers of houses. And that's who he's going to judge the rest of the people with. What is this? These are the leaders of the house that know how the women were misbehaving. And these are the elders that know what was done to them by the other communities of peoples. Now, before we get back into this, don't forget to get the thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, comment. My donation link, my PayPal me donation link will be in the description box. All right, help support this channel so this channel can help support the community. So, here we go. The buffoonery of women trying to be the man and women thinking they don't need the man because the people that's actively, again, the people that's actively doing the Azazel trip or trick are now telling these women, yeah, we got you. You don't need no man. As a matter of fact, you just as strong as a man because you acted in a movie. All right. These women are forgetting that the reason why the movie was so popular was not because they were in it. Had the movie stayed true to the comic book, it still would have done gangbusters. So it brings me to this theory that the reason why a lot of the Anglos liked it and the women liked it because it did what the Last Jedi could not do because it was so poorly made. It pushed the narrative, women good, men bad. Even to a regal character such as the Black Panther, who never acted like the movie. A guy pointed out something else too. The Black Panther in the comics is one of the 8 smartest characters in the Marvel Universe. They made him eclipsed. They eclipsed him with a 16-year-old girl. A 16-year-old girl. Now, this is what doesn't make sense. Are they trying to say that all the stuff in Wakanda was created by this 16-year-old girl? Where is all of the background stuff? You know, where is all the men that built all the stuff with the vibranium? Now, in the comic books, in the cartoons, everything was not built with vibranium. Understand this. And everything was built before Shuri. Everything was built before even T'Chaka. The place that in which they were living was the way it was for centuries. So how are they trying to give the credit to the 16-year-old girl for everything? Think about this. 16. So now a 16-year-old black woman is now smarter than Tony Stark. Understand this. A 16-year-old black woman is now smarter than Tony Stark. The Thursday gathering at Beverly Wilshire Hotel paid tribute to Korea, as well as actress Tiffany Haddish, Girls Trip, actress Tessa Thompson of Thor Ragnarok, and actress screenwriter Lena Waithe of Master of None. Essence is all about separating the Afro woman from the Afro man by getting inside her head and saying that all these women got to where they were without men, which couldn't be further from the truth. Even if you take the Afro indigenous men out, all right, and they got Halle Berry, who got an Oscar for being, make you feel good. All right, selling out that hard. They had a song called Warrior. Understand the foolishness. These women had a song called Warrior from women that are so far removed to actual warriors. They're so far removed to the actual tribal life of Africa, the continent, and the people in it. They're so far removed from that, it's ridiculous. All right, and so Essence is now handing out their own award to females only. Oh, they're going to get some sellout men to join in on the fiasco. All right, and it's like I said, the usual BAW thing. Sisters are vibranium. Guerrero said, comparing black women to the treasured straw metal found in the blockbuster film Black Panther from Essence magazine, of course. This wasn't before she recounted when she was 9-year-old living in Africa. She participated in a fashion show for some visiting Americans. Back then, she said, a stunning brown-skinned woman took my face in her hand, looked me deep in the eye, and she told me that I was beautiful. So now I have to consider the idea that that just might be true. The woman, Susan L. Taylor, she said, had been a longtime editor-in-chief of Messence. Okay, maybe that was a Freudian slip, but maybe that's what this magazine really is, Messence. Remember, it's no longer owned by us. It doesn't push a healthy narrative of community. As a matter of fact, it is only more separated now. The community is more separated. The lines are drawn. Hold it. I'm going to tell you what's worse for the BAW. The BAW is like, yeah, Essence, we are including you, the women of the African continent. And these women of the African continent are now going to start bumping these BAWs of the American continent out of Hollywood jobs so that they can further hide this, what they did to the indigenous people as far as slavery and Jim Crow and the mass murders, poll tax, sharecroppers. She said, then she spoke the need to encourage in you self-acceptance, self-love, help them see their greatest, right? ending with a mandate to take the little girl's face in your hand and tell her she's beautiful, right? Well, at the same time, she forgot to add, telling her to stop the hole in her brother, to set him up, to use males as a pawn, and then cry when the men will not accept you because of your behavior. See, we all thought she was beautiful in the movie, and then she opened her mouth like she didn't need no men. So now she's not attractive to men anymore. Period. And I kept saying, it's the attitude. All right. Next trip, an effervescent Haddish had the audience erupting with laughter as she spoke with considerable humor of her life as a foster youth, her earlier struggles. I'm glad I had those experiences because now I come from a place of reality, she said. And these are women that are not living in reality. I'm going to break it down like this. You know, you got your simp. You cannot have anything black men in Hollywood without including black women. You can't have anything. This is a channel dedicated to black men. All right. Now, black women are included, but I dedicate it to black men because I'm showing whatever sisters come on here, the sisters, things from the black male perspective, so that when we come their way, that the sister can identify what a good brother is for them so they could choose. All right. Essence is about the women separating, thinking they had made it somewhere without the black men who built before them. It's like the 16-year-old taking over a nation without research and development. All by herself, she's creating all of this thing, and now she's smarter than her brother, who was one of the 8 smartest people in the world. Now, when you go back to comic books, Marvel is retconning the narrative that the king, T'Challa, is now one of the 8 smartest men. Now is no longer a black man. You see how slick they were instilling that from you? The Black Panther now does not operate solo. Now, the Black Panther now does not have the thing where you can't really trust what he's doing because he thinks about his country first because he is a king. But you can trust that if he says he's going to do something, he'll do it. He's not all the way on your side. He's on the side of Wakanda. In the movie, he's all the way on the side of the UN and the world. In the comic books, he has his own agenda. In the movie, his agenda is that of the Anglo man and the UN. Remember, the UN belongs to the Anglo men. And so he is agreeing to give up his sovereignty to the UN. Understand this. In the comic book, he has research and development out the yin yang. In the movie, everything is created by a little 16-year-old black girl. And they don't discuss how everything that's in Wakanda was created before her, and none of it was really created by vibranium. The vibranium created some things, but the vibranium don't exist in the way that Coogler made it in the movie. So why would Why would Disney, I kept telling you, allow Ryan Coogler to do this? They wanted to further strip away the strength and intelligence of the Afro-Indigenous man, put him under the thumb of something created by the Anglo man, and take all means of creation, research and development, and give it to a 16-year-old girl that was not around to build the stuff that they're giving her credit for building. They are even making her smarter than the white guy, Tony Stark. Understand this, at 16, in the movie. This is a movie that is a clear push to get inside these women's head, to have them rebel against the true nature of the good Afro-Indigenous man and the intelligence of the Afro-Indigenous man, and have them running around without that same intelligence, with thinking that they are smarter than the man that is creating and building the stuff that they are in. And we're talking about all of them. We're including all the men that built up this country, did the research and development for the things in this country. These women here got the message because of a movie that no, they did all the work, and they're the smart ones that did all this building. When the woman talked about as an orphan, she didn't realize that she was an orphan because of the choice of her mother. Like most of us that ended up in orphanages, the choice of the mother. All right, so they're standing up like they did a bunch of anything, and they didn't. They are showing their true colors, and you are seeing the evil within their hearts starting to express themselves on the outside. The movie was a perfect vehicle for them to use as a tool to co-opt anything that men have created as if they are the ones that created it. But they expect to still walk down the street and have the same respect and protection as the average woman, who understands that, yes, it's by the strength of the man that she lives in this world. All right. And when they don't get it because they think they're men, they think they did all this, they think they could go toe to toe with a man, when they don't get it because the man now no longer respects them because they're not worthy of it, then they want to cry out. But let Essence be their little swan song of a magazine. All right. It's owned by the people that want to push this narrative. Remember, the Afro-Indigenous people do not own this magazine. The Afro-Indigenous man or woman do not own this. The women that are in charge and the men that write are part of the LGBT thing, and they're not in charge of squat. Disney or Viacom or whoever. And I'm saying Disney because they're going to buy that out. The United States says no monopolies, and Disney is trying to become one. Why? They want to control every image, and these women, they want to put in the women's head that they don't need the men, but it's going to hurt them to the hilt as judgment comes forth from the Most High. It's over for them. It's over for them. Again, I am putting on display the inner workings of their thoughts, what is actually in the hearts of these women, these so-called black women. All right. And it's going to be over for the women of this country, the ones that are indigenous to this land first. Because now what they did is, because the Afro women from Africa, the continent, have melanated pigment, they are allowing them to take their places in Hollywood, and Hollywood no longer needs the modern day black woman of America. Trust me on this one. They want to be crying, oh, the African women are taking our jobs, and they're going to take the mess out of them. And they're going to take the high dollar jobs. They're going to go back to acting in low budget films again. And they can't see the handwriting on the wall. Remember, maybe 7 people in the Black Panther movie were people indigenous to the Americas. And I count only one Afro Afro-indigenous woman that was indigenous to America. All the rest were from the continent of Africa or the islands. They're replacing the BAW of America. So, y'all, I know I hit the nail on the head with this one. They are replacing the BAW in America. I know y'all see that handwriting on the wall as well as I do. But tell me what you think in the descriptions, in the comments section, okay? Um, like, share, subscribe. Don't forget, get the thumbs up. If you care to donate, y'all know what I do. Y'all know what the value of this channel. And for those that don't understand the value of the channel, watch more than one video. You might learn something. But for those of you that understand the value of this channel, and let's not have the same people. I appreciate it. Don't get me wrong. But whoever just whoever can, to the guys that continue all the time, I thank you. To the sisters, I thank you for your donations. All right. But now more important, let's get them thumbs up because we've been falling off. Get the thumbs up, like, share, subscribe. And let's get them thumbs up over 100. All right. With that said, I'm out.